Hello, everybody. Welcome to That's Football. I just spat. That's that Carragher. I just spat at the screen. It was an accident. It can happen. Anyway, welcome to Arsenal versus Tottenham live watch along North London derby, Premier League. Here we go. Hope you're excited. Should be a true classic, which we'll talk about in a moment. What a great sponsor to have, actually. True Classic t-shirts. Check them out. But hopefully we're going to get a true classic NLD tonight. Arsenal against Spurs. I've got a feeling Spurs are going to get something tonight. And even if they get battered, you still get something, don't you? So, look, I think Arsenal, they need to bounce back for many reasons, but they have to bounce back. Liverpool have dropped points again. I think every time Liverpool have dropped points in the last month, Arsenal have as well. Yeah, looking forward to it. Let me just get the tweet out as well. Arsenal should win this, admittedly, but sometimes when you're in a bit of a rut, things can continue. And look, Spurs are far from. I mean, maybe we are, in fairness, over-egging the pudding a little bit with Spurs because they are a team as well that hardly have set the world on fire. And obviously Newcastle and Man United, you could say, are better teams than Spurs at the moment. But let me just run through the teams for you. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Sterling, Havertz, Trossard. I mean, that front three doesn't give me a lot of confidence, to be honest. But when you look at their bench, Martinelli is the only real attacking option they've got on there. So, yeah, Sterling, Havertz and Trossard is not really anywhere near as good as Son, Solanke and Kulusevski. They have Kinski in goal, Porro, Dragusin, Gray, Spence. We know that Spurs' defence is weak. Bissouma, Sarr and Bergvall. I've been very impressed with Bergvall in recent weeks. And we know that Bissouma and Sarr can put themselves about a bit. And then you've got Kulusevski, Solanke and Son. On the bench, they've got Brennan Johnson. They've got Richarlison. They've got James Maddison. So I think in an attacking sense, Spurs have got the better options. But defensively, Arsenal are definitely better than Spurs. So I'm not saying it's defence against attack because Arsenal would fancy themselves to score and win. But Spurs' best chance is to attack. And I think Arsenal's defence, well, we saw it back at the Tottenham Stadium in the autumn. Spurs attacked more, couldn't score. Arsenal defended well and got the goal and won. So I think it's interesting to see how it's going to pan out tonight. I really, really do. I'm very excited by it as well. Leicester lineup marks is Anthony. Don't normally read out the irrelevant games, so don't plan on doing that anytime in the next 60 seconds. Score prediction. We will get a poll going on that. I'm going to go with a score draw. I've seen some cracking score draws between these two teams over the years. But imagine if we got like a 4-4. That would be absolutely fantastic. But no, I think Spurs will get something. So I'm going to go with a Spurs win. No. I'm not stupid. I'm going to go with a. I think that's a major statement for Spurs to win at Arsenal. I don't fancy that with their defence. But I'm going to go with a score draw. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with in the game tonight. I think they've got a good chance of that. Let me just tell you what True Classic's all about, by the way. It would be wrong of me not to do that, considering they are sponsoring our stream tonight. And I certainly want to do it anyway, because it's something I've been aware about for a very long time. And as I get my bundle, this is the best one. So, True Classic. If you've got something really cool to share with you today, I have. It's True Classic. Now, let me set the scene. You know those T-shirts that either feel like a baggy mess or are too tight so you can't breathe? True Classic has nailed their perfect middle ground. Their T-shirts fit just right, snug across the shoulders and chest, with a bit of room around the waist. Honestly, they've made it easy to feel comfortable without looking sloppy. But it's not just T-shirts at True Classic. They have the whole range sorted. We're talking polos, jeans, hoodies, sweatshirts, activewear, joggers and shorts, which are moisture wicking and quick drying. Perfect to kick off the new year fitness plans or just lounge around in. Also have accessories like underwear, socks, hats. You can kit out your entire wardrobe in one go. So check out the link in the video description or scan the QR code next to me and you can save while you're at it. So that's trueclassic.com/classicbridge. Trust me, these are absolutely fantastic. And look, white t-shirts. We all need one of those. They've got loads of t-shirts. They're well known for them. I've always had them myself anyway, so it's actually great to be working with them. Because for me, there's another one in the bag. I've got loads of stuff actually. But for me, the thing I like about True Classic and their t-shirts is that even under this shirt, there is a True Classic t-shirt on, because I just think whether it's under a shirt, under a jumper, under a polo shirt, wearing it to bed with your pajamas, they're just so multifunctional. And I always have 6 or 7 of them on the go, maybe 3 or 4 in the wash. So check them out. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. These are fundamentals. These are fundamentals to your wardrobe, and they've got a nice fit, and there's nothing quite like having a good t-shirt. But they've got loads of other stuff as well. So check out True Classic, link in the description, or scan the QR code. Thank you very much for that. A Gary Neville advert, says Lyndon. Well, the bit where I was reading it, I understand, but that's why I always do the personal bit, because to me, I could be doing loads of things, but I've actually bought these t-shirts for years, and fundamentally, it's not easy to get t-shirts, and I always like to wear them, or for virtually everything I wear as an undergarment. I don't like vests, so I'd rather wear a t-shirt, because then if I've got a jumper on, I can take the jumper off, and people don't think I'm a crap Bruce Willis in a vest. I've got a nice t-shirt on, so for me, t-shirts are, you never probably see me in one, but it's always there underneath, because what if I get a bit hot later and I take my jumper off, then I've got a shirt on, and at least I've got a t-shirt on underneath it. Who'd have thought we'd talk about t-shirts as much? But True Classic, links in the description, scan the QR code. Fantastic. And thank you for them for getting involved. Thank you, everybody. So, look, read the donation. Evening, Mark. Which football rivalries are the most intense in your opinion? For example, Manchester Derby, North London Derby. Well, Man United-Liverpool was more intense than the Manchester Derby to me. I think Rangers-Celtic is probably the most, the biggest one. The North London Derby, I don't know. I always enjoy it as a football game. I don't really know about the intensity of the rivalry. I've got to be honest. I mean, as I say, Rangers and Celtic is absolutely massive, isn't it? But and there are some out there in the world that are big as well. I mean, if you look at Argentina and Brazil. But for me, Man United's biggest rivalry is Liverpool. Somebody just mentioned there about the new Match of the Day presenters. It's going to be Kelly, Gabby and Mark. My reaction, views are going to go down as they always are. I think it's a sinking ship. Nothing against them. Some people like watching them. I don't watch Match of the Day 2. I find it boring. I don't watch Match of the Day. I find it boring. So for me, it's a sinking ship with new captains at the helm. But it's still sinking, because that's what's happening to the mainstream. It's shit. As I said last night, I turned Sky Sports on at lunchtime yesterday. I thought I was watching a students' union video. It was crap. Crap clothes, too relaxed, crap opinions, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You couldn't do any better. Well, I won't get the opportunity. You put me on a radio station, put me on mainstream. There'll be a load of people who don't like me and call me a knobhead, but I'd get better views than all of them lot, because I've actually built something off my own back, and I'm not a coffee maker for the mainstream. A lot of these people who have their own radio shows, they go and start their own thing up, they'd sink. Who's gonna watch some prat who's on Talk Sport at 4 o'clock every day? He's on there because Talk Sport made him, not because of him. Yeah. Woke sports news, says TC. I don't know about that. I don't want to bring that into it. I just think boring. I think the content's really boring, which is a shame. Oh, sound Welsh. Arsenal on the attack here. We sort of transcended into a chat about crap mainstream coverage, but they do have the TV rights, and whilst they've got the TV rights, you have to listen to the shite. River and Boca is the biggest rivalry, says Luna. Thank you very much for that. We've got 38% of you going for a Spurs win, 27% going for a draw, and 35% going for an Arsenal win. I tell you what, I still think Arsenal should be number one for the win. I really do. I think people are writing Arsenal off. I think it's... I heard a Spurs fan today, and they were absolutely spot on. Why are Spurs coming into this game as underdogs in some people's minds? Spurs have had more injuries than Arsenal for longer, and Arsenal are a better team than Spurs playing at home. So I don't get... I understand why people think Spurs might get something, but it would be a shock. And they nearly scored anyway. They were in then. And Sterling... I mean, that's just typical Raheem Sterling there. Shit. I mean, if that's Saka, that's a goal. Why is he not scoring from there? I've got to be critical. Why does he not score here? That's a goal. Doesn't fancy it. That's why. Fucking slows down. He's actually through and he slows down. Spence gets back. Arsenal have started off well here. Caitlin says, off topic, but a woman just called me names at a grocery store because I accidentally hit her cart. Tell the truth. You were in Iceland, weren't you? You get that sort of stuff in Iceland all the time. It's the clientele. It's probably Kerry Katona. You can imagine her barging into your shopping trolley and then giving you a load of swear words. You know what I would have said, Caitlin? I'd have said, shove your trolley up your chuff. By the looks of you, it'd fit. And I can't even visualise them. What do we think about this Gray kid, says Messiah? Well, he's not a bloody centre-back for a start. But Arsenal have started off well here. You'd be happy if you were an Arsenal fan. Well, if you can be happy. Arsenal are a better team, aren't they? I've played the game, says Christ. Thanks for your super chats, Christ follower and Caitlin. Stephen Howarth says Kerry Katona is a chuff like a... I can't say that. How do you know anyway? Most embarrassing moment of the season so far, City and United form. Hold on. It's a corner for Arsenal. I should have been more awake, but it was crap. Ross McRae Magician says, most embarrassing moment of the season so far, City and United's form, Sir Gareth Southgate, Kyle Walker described as the best right back or something else. I think nothing will surpass Gareth Southgate getting a knighthood for being shit. Nothing says modern Britain more than that. Will says, what's your thoughts on Chelsea recalling Chalobah? Look, Chalobah's a decent player. I thought the way Chelsea treated him in the summer was disgusting, but Spurs' problem in this game is going to be that you can criticise Arsenal as much as you like, but they actually are very good defensively. But Arsenal have started really well. Some good intensity. I mean, how old is Archie Gray? I mean, he's definitely not a centre-back. He's a midfielder, isn't he? He's only 18 and he's playing centre-back for Spurs. It's incredible, really. He's got a very, very, very good future. If you're playing centre-back for Spurs in the Premier League at 18, that is impressive. Don't care what anyone says. I hate Arsenal, but I prefer to them to win the league than Liverpool and City. Oh, yeah, Desiree, I would as well. Actually, that's a great point. Who do I want to win? I suppose... Yeah. It's weird. I completely agree with you. I would want Arsenal to win the league over Liverpool. But I'm watching this game and I'm not massively like I want Arsenal to win. It's a weird thing, isn't it? Because logically, I want Arsenal to win and win the league, but... I'm sort of watching the game and I'm going, oh, I don't know. Forest aren't going to win the league. Of course, I'd pick Forest over Arsenal and Liverpool, but they're not going to win the league. Like Arsenal, realistically, could do it. I don't think they will. I've not thought that for a long time, but... Here's Odegaard. Nice ball. And another corner. There are other games going on, by the way, and Newcastle are leading already, I'm being told. Isak has scored. half an hour gone in all the other games. In fact, 37 minutes have gone in all the other games. Everton are playing Villa at Goodison Park, Moyes' first game. Leicester at home to Crystal Palace. Newcastle at home to Wolves. They are leading 1-0. Isak scored. He's on fire. He is on fire, isn't he? So another corner to Arsenal. They go short this time. Trossard. Didn't work, whatever that was. Mark, there are rumours circulating that you've played the game. Any comments, says Nelly? I have played the game. Don't think United will catch anyone in the top 7, says 5 Cantonars. Nah, and I'm not really bothered. I don't care if we finish 12th as long as we win the Europa League. It makes no difference. 12th, 7th, doesn't mean anything. It's I don't want to put pressure on it too much, but it's the Europa League, isn't it? So, first 8 minutes, Spurs doing a lot of defending, Arsenal doing a lot of attacking. Kai Wilson says, hi Mark, you're the best in the business. Thanks for that. It was well worth the £5. He says, you're the best in the business. I've had a few difficult years with family issues in uni, but you've really helped me. Great, Kai. I hope you're doing well now, and thanks for being part of the community. It really, really means a lot. Thank you very much, pal. R4 says, since I've watched more of your content than all my streaming services put together, you've started to appear in my dreams. Oh, God. Oh, God. I hate to think of me in dreams because it's still me. I'm not, it's not my thought. It's not, you know, but yeah. Luke says, after the way Arsenal acted versus Man United, I'd hate them to win the league. Also can't stomach Liverpool equaling our title. Hoping Forest do the incredible, says Luke. I think Liverpool equaled the title. You know, whether people like that or not, I think that's what happens. Another corner to Arsenal. It's given me a thought, actually. Let's see what happens. Odegaard whips it. Back post. Up they go. Gabriel, it's still in there. Another corner. Gabriel's getting excited. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. We're on the road to 1.3 million daily content on the channel. I really enjoyed the comments on the Pep Guardiola video today as well. I mean, look, we do all sorts of stuff on here, and I just felt that seeing the way that Pep Guardiola reacted to that goalkeeper yesterday was incredible. Another corner. Get that off. There we go. Right, corner. Declan Rice. It's a good corner, that is, but the keeper's there to punch it. I mean, I saw a stat the other day. When was the last time Arsenal scored from a corner? Apparently, they've had about 40 corners and not scored now. They had a lot against Brighton, a lot against United, a lot against somebody else. So, maybe teams have... Look, the better you get at something, the more people study it. I'll tell you what, I can't wait till Sunday night. If you like your NFL, American football, playoffs are on at the weekend again. And Buffalo Bills are playing on... Oh, what? Oh, it's not doing it anymore. It was meant to be snowing on Sunday night when they're playing. Apparently it's not going to snow now. Oh, I love watching the NFL in the snow. Oh, no. BBC Weather says it will snow. We'll see. I love watching the NFL in the snow. Bloody love it. Do Arsenal only play for corners, says Kevin? Well, that's what happens when you've got shit up front. Oh, Rice. Lovely touch. Oh, Cleared away. Partey. Block. I tell you what, a lot of blocks going in there from Spurs. Hope you're doing well. Would you mind giving moderator to Gavin? He's in the chat, please. He's already got it. I can see him. Oh, no, he hasn't got it. He has now. NFL watch-along on Sunday night, says Kirk. If enough people wanted to watch it, I would do it. It's at 11:30 at night on a Sunday, though. I mean, how many people are going to watch that? I'll be watching it because I want Buffalo to win the NFL this year. I think they might lose. They're playing the Ravens. I think they might lose that. Here we go. Cross again. It's all Arsenal at the moment. Oh, a lot of people say they'll watch it. I might do it. Spurs are doing nothing as an attacking side at the moment. It really will be a smash and grab. Would you rather Wraith Rovers or Dunfermline, Mark, says Lewis Vaughan. Wraith Rovers or Kilmarnock, I think you say. Or Dunfermline. Or, I'm not really attached to either. Ollie Murr, thank you very much for your super chat. Do you enjoy when the NFL comes to England, and would you like to see the Prem do the same in the US? Love from across the pond. This is Oliver McDonough. I think it will happen with the Premier League. I've got to say I'm not for it. Look, before we start taking games to America, we need to start being able to watch all the bloody games in the UK. We still can't watch 3 o'clock games. It's a disgrace. Sterling with the cutback, that's cleared away. You know what? I said, like in America, they have the presidential election. We've just had an election last summer where Labour beat Conservatives. I genuinely think if a political party for the next election said, we're going to abolish the 3 p.m. blackout, they'd win the election. Because so many people like football in the UK, they would vote for that party. Doesn't matter what your policy is on the budgets, immigration, etc. If a political party said, we're going to abolish the 3 p.m. blackout, they'd win. City have now got more history of success than United to Super Donut. No, they don't. What are you talking about? You're a super prat. Thank you very much for that. What sparks your interest in NFL, says Swag Dad. My grandparents went to the States when I was about... Ooh, Bergvall was a little bit late there on Partey. Probably get a yellow. Did he get a yellow? Yeah, my grandparents went to America when I was about 8. No, I was younger than that. I think I was about 7. And they just came back with a load of American stuff, like Dr. Pepper. But no, they brought me a baseball bat, which I got whacked round the head with. Which is... got hit round the head with on my left eye. I was hospitalised with that. That wasn't their fault. They didn't hit me with it. We were playing in the front garden with some mates, and I was having a... it was very unlike me, but I was moaning about I wanted to bat, and I'd been batting for the last hour, and it was someone else's, so I had to go backstop, which I don't think they've got in baseball. They call it something else. And I was having a moan about it, and the bloody bowler threw the ball. As I was walking past, he swung, he missed, he hit my head. I got an American football shirt, Dallas Cowboys, and that's sort of got me into it. Eagles and their fans are absolutely vile, says Caitlin. Okay. Mark, how long is your wood, says Mohammed. You'll have to guess. But I tell you what, it's not smaller than 8 inches. What sparked that? I'm only joking. Thank you very much for that. Ooh, keeper in trouble. Wins it back. I tell you what, how many times do we see that? Quite regularly. Keeper messing around with the ball. Havertz is on him and makes the slide tackle, but then the keeper dives on the ball. Could have been a costly error there by Kinski. They'd be calling him something else if he'd made a mistake there. But it's all Arsenal. Spurs have been very disappointing. Nearly 20 minutes gone, and look at that. 32% possession for Spurs is terrible. No shots, no corners. Really bad Spurs. I mean, look, it's a North London derby, but it's only Arsenal's ineffectiveness in the final third that's keeping it 0-0. I'm all right, Harry. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Spurs have been very disappointing so far. Just, you know what it is? It's a skill gap. Arsenal, no matter how much you criticise them, they're better. Only one goal in the other games as well. Last night was better. Newcastle lead 1-0 at half-time against Wolves. Everton are 0-0 with Villa at half-time, and Leicester are 0-0 with Palace. So, yeah. Man United play tomorrow night against Southampton. Tune into that on the United stand. We'll be about 6-0 up after 20 minutes. I reckon we're going to break the Premier League goal record. I'm going to go like 19-0. I don't mind who wins the Super Bowl as long as it's not the Chiefs. Mahomes is brilliant, but I'm bored of the Chiefs. Dragerson clears it away. Did you support Man United before getting hit by the bat? Says Practical Broccoli. I reckon, I'm trying to think. I reckon I was about 6 when I got hit by that. I'm sure it was 1985, maybe 86. You should play fantasy football if you like NFL, better than the FPL. Oh, mate, there's so many players though, George. I bet it's really difficult. Lovely takedown by Odegaard there. Lovely skill. I like Odegaard, but there has been some criticism of him recently that he's not living up to his high standards. Here's Bergvall. He needs to play that. Oh, if it had got that pass away then, Solanke was in. Fisk, thanks for being a member for 20 months. This is my first ever super chat, says Simon D. Thank you, Simon. I'm from the UK, but I live in the USA. Love the content. Please root for the Lions in the NFL. It would be an amazing story. As I said, I don't care who wins it. I wanted the Bengals to win it. Was it the Bengals, Cincinnati? Chiefs won it. Chiefs won it last year and they shouldn't have. Who did they play in the final last year? They shouldn't have won it last year either. What's your opinions on Dragerson? I think if Dragerson was playing for somebody like Forest, people would say, "Oh, he's amazing." I do think he's a good centre back, but obviously at Spurs, it's a high line, and there's nowhere to hide. It was the 49ers last year. 49ers should have won that. Chiefs have been brilliant. Oh, look at this keeper again. He is a nightmare. Pissing about on the ball for too long. Here's Spence. He's got space for Spence. Oh, Spurs first attack. Oh, they should have scored. Brilliant defending by Gabriel. Dreams can come true. It was brilliant. Really good cross by Spence. And look, it's not quite De Ligt's clearance, but there's nothing wrong with this attack from Spurs. Gabriel defends really well there. Yeah, he does really well. Football United, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Everyday Gamer, I can't read that out. It's filth. Corner. Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are already out, which is great news. Oh, that's going to be a goal. What a save by Raya. Spurs suddenly turning up the temperature. Brilliant defending by Gabriel to stop a Solanke tap in. And Kulusevski's just worked himself a chance 5 yards out from the right-hand side. And Raya has made a very good save. I'd say Kulusevski should score that, but it is on his right foot. Rebecca says, your Super Bowl watch-along is my favourite of the year. Yeah, I love that. A couple of weeks yet, but... well, Spurs waking up a little bit here. Oh, mistake by Spence. Chance for Arsenal to break away, but Odegaard's not going to have the legs there. Good covering defending. Out of reach, too far, says Man. If you want to get into American football, the best show I would... well, I'll take recommendations, but it's a long game. So you've got to... it's a bit like if you want the equivalent of The Last Dance for basketball. Man in the Arena. I think it's on Disney. Tom Brady. Brilliant. Absolutely loved it. It's amazing how The Last Dance was... what, 6 years ago now? You'd have thought they'd have made loads more. I'll tell you what, Sterling's dusted, isn't he? He ain't. You think about how good Sterling was, and he used to get a lot of stick, but I always thought it was unfair. He's just not that player anymore. I don't know why. That's an interesting cross to the back post. Trossard, keeper gets hold of it. Do you ever bet? And if so, what's your opinion on it, says Kieran. I did used to bet quite regularly. The only reason I don't do it anymore is because I'm always too busy to think it through. Spurs on the attack. They win a corner as well. I used to like accumulators. It used to piss me off. I'd get all the hard ones wrong, and then Bayern Munich could lose at home to bottom of the league. Real talk, love what you do. Thanks for the show, says Everyday Gamer. Chance, mate. Thanks, mate. Mark, what do you think of Andy Madley being straight back in action tonight at Leicester? It's a goal and it's Son in the NLD. That's a goal. That's 1-0. And I tell you what, it caught me by surprise. I'll have to see it again. But it is 1-0 Spurs. And, oh, well, Arsenal fans are going to be going mad here because they've been the better side. They've been the better side for about, how long have we had? 20 minutes. And then Spurs... who've really done nothing. You'd be annoyed if you were a Spurs fan for the first 20 minutes. They've had a couple of chances. It's a lovely goal, but oh no, it's deflected. It's deflected. I was going to say, it looked like it was going to be a brilliant goal. Drops to Son on the edge of the box. He hits it, but it actually hits an Arsenal defender and goes right into the bottom corner. There ain't nothing you can do about that. I mean, that's just jammy. It's a jammy goal. But... it's the right team scoring first, like last night. Forest scored first. It made it an interesting game. This will make it a very interesting game now. Spurs 1-0 up. But they don't have a very good defence. So it's going to get very interesting now. Very interesting indeed. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Arteta out. They're out there, aren't they? Arteta out. Look, it's boring. It's really, really boring. But every time I watch Arsenal, good defence, good midfield, shit attack. They've had 20 minutes where they started off really well. Loads of possession, but there's no threat. There's no threat in the final third. It was the same against United. It was the same against Brighton. It's the same again here. They've got no threat in the final third. What have Spurs got in the final third? Spurs have not been in this game. They've had the three best chances of the game. One's gone in. One was brilliant defending by Gabriel, and one was a brilliant save by Raya. So Arsenal have had all this possession in the final third, done nothing with it. Spurs have done nothing and had the three best chances. And it's the same old conversation. Why have Arsenal not bought quality in the most important area? Tottenham have scored. Surely it's only fair for Harry Bain homage impersonation, says Goldio. I can't even remember how I used to do Harry Bain. He doesn't play for them anymore. I'm Harry Bain. I'm Harry Bain. I can't do it anymore. I'm Harry Bain. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm
I'm Harry Baird. I'm Harry Baird. I'm Harry Baird. I used to score goals for Tottenham, but now I go to Bayern.
What would it take for Arsenal to sack Arteta, says Brendan? Well, not being third in the league, I would say. What would it... did Arteta forget to win the dog this morning? Says Agile Beast. United should do exactly what the Washington Commanders did this past off-season. They got rid of the toxic ownership, arguably the worst team last year, and now 2 wins away from the Super Bowl, says Nathan. Arteta, says Rub. Thank you very much. Rio's commentary makes me feel sick, says Egg. He's not commentating, is he? I've never heard him he can't be the main commentator. If he is, he's asked to do that. Because he wants to be Gary Neville. You know, he wants to be Gary Neville. He wants to have a show like The Overlap. He wants to do commentating. God, I would mute Rio, sorry. Very, very good footballer, but I wouldn't listen to him talk about it. I mean, his takes are so bad. Consistently terrible. We call him Rip, because his opinions are so dead. Oh, Trossard! He's injured him! Oh my God, you're going to get up! Porro, get up! If you don't get up, you're a meme for the rest of your life. You've got to get up, mate, even if you broke your leg. Trossard's just memed Porro. He's turned him and he's injured him with the turn. Oh, no, mate. Even if I'd done my cruciate ligament, I'd get up. I feel bad for Porro. I think he's all right. That is going to get clipped up for years. I mean, Arsenal are losing, but Trossard just injured Porro with a skill move. He's just twisted him up like a curly-whirly there. I think we're going to be seeing that clip for a very long time. He's killed him. The old Cruyff turn. I always associate it with Gaza, but it's definitely the Cruyff turn. Sent him to hospital. Dun, 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 dun. We've got a Spurs player coming in. He's flatlining. He's just been Cruyff turned by Trossard. You know what I mean, though? If I've played the game, if somebody skill moves you like that, and even if you broke your leg, you've got to bite your tooth, and you got to walk it off. You can't lie down on the you can't get Cruyff turned and then lying on the floor injured. You look like a right prat. Pedro Prato. You can't do that. You can't get sent back to bloody kindergarten and then lie there injured. You've got to take a deep breath and get on with it. Your leg's hanging off. I'm fine. I'm fine. You can't bite your tooth, says Jason. Bite your tongue, I meant. Well, we've got an interesting game now. We dominate pub teams like United, Spurs, etc. We're just unlucky, says Zane. Stop bringing United into it, Zane. You're out the cup, and we knocked you out. Get out. Get out of our cup. Get out. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've got nearly 20,000 watching already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 1.3 million now. I know we're at 1.29. I just don't... I do need to change that. Yeah, countdown to 1.3. Thanks everyone for getting involved. Daily content. Watch-alongs at the weekend. I don't know, actually, because... normally I'd do Villa Arsenal, but I'm a bit bored of watching Arsenal, to be honest. And I know on Saturday night I've got a family event, so I definitely won't be doing that. But I don't know whether I might have a look at the 3 o'clocks. We'll see. We don't. Son says, "You sure you don't want me to sign this summer?" I'd take Son. It's I'd take Son at Man United. Why listen to anyone else when we've got Marks as Mrs. Stone? Oh, you're lovely. Yeah, well, the thing about here is, I said this on January the 1st. I got so fed up over Christmas of everything that was good was like, you know, vintage stuff, not porn. But no, what I mean is like all the music is old, all the good comedies are old. All the good Christmas movies are old. There's no excuse for it in 2025. We've become so bad at creating things because we're so obsessed with ticking boxes and not offending people, this, that, and the other. You can still offend people without, you know, doing it in a way that's wrong. Like, you can say something shit, you know, you can tell a joke, and I just think that's one of the mainstream's big problems, isn't it? They're just so shit scared of saying anything that they might get the sack. And I'm not even talking about, like, big things. I'm not talking about, you know, sexism or anything like that. I'm actually talking about mainstream punditry is shit. Like, they would never say, I think Basuma's crap, in a nice way. But they could, you know, they'd never say, I think Basuma's a bit overrated and a bit of a waste of money. They wouldn't even say that. They wouldn't even say that. So I'm very much of the opinion that you can have controversial opinions and conversation about it. People love that. And we should be doing it more without being abusive. I don't think that. I know that can happen in the heat of the moment, but some of the stuff that was said and sent to Havertz after the game on Sunday was a disgrace about his wife or girlfriend and kids and stuff. That's just a joke. Yes, he's a shit footballer, but you don't need to go that far. But we've got an interesting game on our hands now. Arsenal, I mean, it's exactly what I said. Spurs have got the better attack. Arsenal have got the better defence. Let's play ball. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm a survivor. Just keep surviving. I don't know why I'm singing that crap. Right, I think I'm finally going to change this. Yes, it should say 1.29. It does. I always get asked this. Riley, the Man United Doddle, says, biggest animal you could knock out. You can kick it if you want. I don't know what's stronger for me, my left foot on the volley or a right hook. Mate, if I caught the chin of any animal on a left foot volley, it's going down. Polar bear, lion, bear. In fact, you could probably put them 3 in a row. You could say to a polar bear, put your chin there, lion next to it, and then hippo next to that. The follow 3 would, I reckon, I'd knock them all out. If I imagined I was catching it, I'd just go boom, and it'd go boom, 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 and I'd still have enough to knock a rabbit out. One kick. You know when you actually catch a volley? Good night. They'll wake up about 12 hours later and say, that's the best sleep I've ever had. I'll say, yeah, because you've been knocked out by a left foot volley, mate. Sweet chin music. Goldbridge style. Be a chain reaction, Lee, yeah. I'm imagining it too much. I've had emails from the RSPCA before. You can't hypothetically prosecute someone. I told them that before. I would never actually kick an animal in the face. I've just been asked a question about how powerful my volley is, and I'm saying it would knock out a hippo. Marcus says, what's the biggest animal you could knock out with a headbutt? I don't like headbutts. I mean, I've got quite a substantial forehead, but I don't like headbutts. Because if you get it wrong, it hurts. What do you look for in a guy, says Timon. Yeah, unfortunately for you, that doesn't rock my boat. That's football or United stand, says Zuta. Wow, definitely that's football while I'm here. A whale on land, says Mrs. Stone. How does talking about 2 cups? I'm not looking up for that again. Remember when we did that show last year where we were talking about things that sound good that actually aren't? Like golden shower. Sounds great. It's not. Pearl necklace. It's really not. True story. Well, I don't know whether it is true. He probably was making it up, but if he was making it up, it was a good story. My mate told us at school that one Christmas, his gran was about 80, and they were having a family meal in November, and his mum asked his gran, what she wanted for Christmas, and she said, well, mine's broken, so I'd love a new pearl necklace for Christmas. To which he choked on his Coca-Cola and nearly drowned. Imagine that, your gran saying, I'd love a pearl necklace for Christmas. She genuinely wanted a pearl necklace, the one with the pearls on it. Biggest, anyway, get back to the game. Arsenal still pushing here, but, well, unless Arsenal are going to go out at half-time and buy Ollie Watkins, I worry about them, really. Villa are winning. If Watkins scored, he actually has. Ollie Watkins has scored for Villa, so he's not going to go and sign for Arsenal. Did he start for Villa today? He did. Duran is on the bench. So Rodgers with the assist, Watkins with the goal. Apparently Calvert-Lewin's been absolute shit, by the way. Oh, it's 1-1. Oh, it's 1-1 here. Gabriel, Arsenal's best attacker. He literally is. Where would they be without Gabriel? He's their best player. He's their best player because they are good defensively and he's their best goal scoring. Was it from a corner? Yes, it was. Stoke FC. Yeah. Stoke at it again. I mean, look, he's a fantastic player, Gabriel. I mean, we were talking about Dragerson. He's got to be better there. But you know what? There's an element of luck to that. That hits a Spurs player and goes in. It's brilliant by Gabriel, but it's not clean. Wasn't even a corner. Oh, dear. Wasn't even a corner. Fucking joke. I mean, I know there is no VAR for that, but that's disgusting. Like, they've got to do something about that because Arsenal are so good at corners. A corner is a massive chance for them to score. That wasn't a corner. So if you're a Spurs fan, you've got every right to be fucking fuming. Now, I don't know what you do about that because it's human error. But unless VAR is going to, intervene on corners and then people will want them to do it for throw-ins, I don't think you can. But it is a pain for Spurs because that's not even a corner. My God, set piece FC, 12-man Arsenal again, says Nathan. What's the record for the most number of goals on a watch-along you haven't watched, says James. I don't know what you're talking about, James. I always see it. If you could buy any club that's not United, which would it be, says the Blues to Nowhere. Havertz has been booked. I'd like to buy a club that's crap, but I'll probably buy Everton actually. Yeah, yellow card for Havertz there, late. Sam says, ever watched Two Girls, One Cup? No, I know what it is. Zubimendi or Rice, says Archie. No, we're not doing an either or of that because nobody watches Zubimendi enough and it would just be crap. If Man United got relegated, would you quit football, says Manic Ghost? No. How many teams get relegated and actually really get behind their team? Look at Man City in League One. Look at Leeds in the Championship. You don't quit on your team. Jovi says Arsenal cheating again. .58 Go says, you say VAR is getting too involved in football. Now you want it for corners. Flip-flop. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You didn't listen, did I? I said it's really harsh on Spurs because that's not a corner. But if you did, what's the answer? Because if the only way you're going to stop that being a corner is if you check with VAR, was it a corner? Which delays the game even more. And then why not do it for throw-ins? So, you know, it's harsh on Spurs. It's unlucky. But it's human error. You can't do anything about it. Oh, what a goal by Trossard. That's a real goal. What a hit. You can't argue about that. That's an absolute screamer. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Spurs high line getting caught out. You just can't say anything about that. It's magnificent. It's absolutely fantastic. To score from there, I mean, look, I thought Wood's finish last night was very, very good. But, yeah, trying to play out from the back. Basuma gets caught in possession. And from there, there's still a lot to do. But it's a lovely ball by Odegaard. And he shoots just inside. It's a lovely... I mean, a keeper should save it. Yeah, keeper should save that. I'm wondering why it goes in. And, yeah, the keeper knows. Look, Trossard does great because he hits it low. Bounces in front of the keeper. Got the power on it, but he should save that. Keeper mistake, I agree, Joshua. But look, sometimes if you hit it well enough, keeper's got to work. Keeper can make a mistake. Zane says Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. Evan says, why is the United States past England in quality football? England can't even beat... That's not true, Evan. I don't know what you're talking about. Spurs being Spurs. Remember the 5-5 West Brom game was the first ever United away game I went to. One of the best in Premier League history. It was a bit of a weird game, Goldio. It was a little bit like an exhibition, wasn't it? Didn't Lukaku score 4 for them? Yeah, I'd worry about Spurs now they're behind. It's been a good half. Yeah, Villa are winning 1-0. Palace are beating Leicester 1-0. And Newcastle are still 1-0 up against Wolves at home. Mateta scoring. It's like last season's old scorers, isn't it? Mateta and Watkins scoring tonight. Bayern are 4-0 up against Hoffenheim. Kane with a penalty. Wow. Bit disappointing. Well, very disappointing, really, if you're a Spurs fan. But hey-ho, is what it is. Are where you are. I do think Arsenal are a very hard team to break down, though. Even the goal was deflected, wasn't it, from Son? And I must agree, if I was Arteta and I lost this game 1-0, I would be saying we dominated the game. Because they have. Bit lucky with the corner, but the Trossard goal. I think the big problem with Arsenal is it's creating. I mean, like Havertz there, he's just never confident. Arsenal don't create many sitters, do they? You know, you think about Man City when they're at it and Liverpool when they're at it. A lot of good chances, whereas Arsenal don't create many good chances despite having a lot of the ball. That's why they need a bloody striker. We all know it. But they're finishing the half here on top. It really has been a lesson from Arsenal. I don't think that was a foul by Spence. I really don't. I think the referee's got that wrong. But he's given it. Take the time to make some sense of what you want to say and cast your words away upon the waves. I'll tell you what, I bet there's a few Arsenal creators out there that are gutted by this. I bet at 1-0 they were thinking, yeah, Arteta out. They're probably sat there quite disappointed now that Arsenal are winning. Isaac's on fire. I think he scored again. He has. 2-0. Newcastle would move up to... Well, they're in the top 4. Big shout out to True Classic. Get your T-shirts. Links in the video description. Scan the QR code. But let's go back. I want to have a look at that. Where are you? There he is. Look at that league table. Yeah, Newcastle into 4th place as things stand with 38. They're doing absolutely fantastic at the moment. Arsenal back into 2nd as things stand. 4 points off Liverpool, but Liverpool have got a game in hand. Half time. Let's have a look at the stats at half time as well. I'm going to have to stand up. I've sat down for too long. Let's go. Stand up. What do we got? 64% possession for Arsenal. Only 4 shots. I'm surprised by that. I mean, that is the problem with Arsenal, isn't it? That is not good enough. That is the problem with Arsenal. It's very good. It's reflected in the stats. That is an absolute shit show from Arsenal. 64% possession. They've dominated the game, and they've only had 4 shots on goal. One of which has been on target. And yet they're winning 2-1 because I suppose the Gabriel shot was probably the header was an own goal. Yeah, I mean, this is Arsenal's problem. They have been so dominantly the best side in that game, and yet they're not creating enough chances. And I said that right before. Sterling is useless, says Petrov. Look, from a defensive and midfield point of view, you'd be very happy with what Arsenal have done. But in the final third, it's crap. I mean, I'm not joking. That game should be over. Spurs really haven't done enough, but Spurs have had the 3 best chances in the game without doing anything. So Arsenal desperately are weak up front at the moment. Solski says, what would you do from a Spurs point of view? They're losing the midfield. We know they're weak at the back, but they've got to get hold of the ball. They've got to get that possession up to at least sort of 45%. You've got to get in the game, get on the ball. I know your defence isn't very good, but your attack is, and you've got to get on the ball. Start, bench, sell. Trippier, Trent, Kyle Walker. I would sell Trippier, bench Walker, start Trent. Annabelle Taylor says, I love the sound of your voice. You make me laugh. Every time my fella is here, you're always on my TV. Need to keep Arsenal winning. There we go, Annabelle. Thank you very much. Absolutely gutted. Robbed from another set piece, says the Spurs way. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, look, Spurs' goal was quite fortuitous. They scored first through Son, but the Kulusevski chance just before that should have been a goal. Great save by Raya. And it was brilliant defending by Gabriel to stop the Solanke tap-in. I mean, the man of the match is Gabriel again. He's Arsenal's best player because Arsenal are brilliant defensively and he's their best goal threat as a centre-back. I mean, if he doesn't win Player of the Year for Arsenal, there's something really, really wrong. But the corner for Arsenal is not a corner. I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? I mean, you can't really solve it. 58 goes right. You can't get VAR involved with that because we'll be playing till bloody midnight. You've got to just put it down to human error. But is he guessing? Probably. Could the linesman have helped him? It's hard to tell without seeing what the referee's seen. But it shouldn't have been a corner, but it was given, and Arsenal are a threat from corner. It's 1-1. And then the Trossard goal, good hit, but the keeper should probably save it. So Spurs will be a bit pissed off, I think, because they have had the best chances, and they're losing 2-1. Lewis Thomas says, everyone is saying that Arsenal are cheats because of that corner, but are we forgetting the Villa-West Ham game when it was not a corner as well, says Lewis. Yes, fair play. In FPL, they should do key contributions, not assist. Thoughts, says the Hughes lad. I don't play it, Hughes lad. And Trossard looks like Mum Ra, the ever-living, says Carl. I know what you mean. Have you built the Jaws Lego set yet? Says Ty. No, I need to do that. I do need to do that. I'm sort of putting it off because I'll enjoy it, but actually I need to crack on with it. Zane's in the house as well. I'm just going to put another game on, actually, because I forgot. It's actually on, isn't it? Every game is on TNT this week, which is always good. Gary Neville's soccer box. I can't believe he nicked that name. The stories I could tell about what he does behind the scenes. Well, let me go back to Everton Villa. Okay, we'll put that one on. Leicester have scored apparently as well. They have. No, they haven't. Still 1-0. Still 1-0 to Palace. 1-0 to Palace at Leicester, and it's 1-0 to Villa at Everton. Moyes' first game. Surely Moyes won't lose his first game back at Goodison. Is anyone else's? Fucking hell, what am I watching this in? It's like I'm watching it on a Nokia 3210. There's literally no definition on this at all. Have they got a high HD channel as well? TNT. What am I watching this on? That's it. I don't know what I was watching it on. I must have been watching it on TNT4, not HD. They do you on that, you know. You know if they've got a HD channel, they purposely knock it down. We dominate, we deserve it. We don't have Saka also. So saying, yeah, Arsenal have been the better team. I'm not going to dispute that. They definitely have been the better team. But creativity-wise, I think Spurs would be a bit pissed off. Both goals were preventable, I suppose. Gabriel's header's a little bit lucky, but he's so aggressive in those situations. He almost buys his own luck. Play by card says, love here, you're talking about football. We got robbed, a corner against Liverpool, who cared, says 1-2-1-1 Wolf. Hi Mark, when a player scores an own goal, does the last attacker to play the ball get the assist? I think they should. I don't play Fantasy Premier League, mate, but I understand. Yeah, I would want that when I used to be in it. Martin Saunders says, they use all this tech to eradicate errors in Europe. Why can't we get some sort of semi-automatic corners like semi-automatic offsides? Mate, the PGMOL are a bloody joke, right? We were meant to get automated offside at the start of the season. We still don't have it, and nobody says anything. And the referee who put in the worst refereeing performance I've seen in years is refereeing the Leicester game tonight. And the mainstream never said anything about it. Just like they don't say anything about automated offside. Mate, I don't know what we're living in, but the Premier League is weird. Nobody does anything about it. It's just like, yeah, the fans will forget, and we have to just put up with this shit. Because they're all on the same bloody mates rate bloody party, aren't they? I mean, how is Andy Madley refereeing a game 3 days after that shit show on Sunday? There's no accountability. Yeah, United might get investigated for not controlling their players, but knobhead Madley, he can do, come and referee another game. And where's automated offside? I'm sure if you were late on your Sky Sports Premier League payment, you'd get a phone call. I'm sure if you, didn't have an extra £5 to pay the full price for your shirt, they'd want it. But No, the Premier League absolutely minted, still haven't got automated offside that they promised, 7 months ago, and no one says a bloody word. The amount of times the ball went into the box without Arsenal finishing it off by a striker shows how desperately they need a forward, says Shady. I just think it doesn't look dangerous when Arsenal put the ball into the box. They don't look like they're going to score when the ball goes into the box. Who would win, 50 Goldbridges or 1 Gorilla, says Minty. We'd batter it. It would be horrible. Clear-cut penalty and ref didn't give it to Wolves, says Yazir. And Sonic Edit says, I went to your primary school and you owe me a red rummer I got for Christmas and you stole it as part of your rubber nicking gang. It'd be buried in the front garden somewhere. We used to bury them like a cat buries his shits. I don't know why we did it. We used to nick all those rubbers and then we'd bury them. They use all the tech. Done that from Martin Saunders. Thank you very much. Caught up on those. Thank you. Goldio says, do you think giving De Ligt a 10 was a bit overkill? Sure, he was amazing, but a 10 is a scoring 4 goals and saving a world hunger type performance. No, it's a flawless performance. And for a centre-back, it's very hard to get a 10. You're delusional. The refereeing wasn't even that bad. Bruno's a diver, says Connor. You're an Arsenal fan, aren't you? Out. Get out. You're out the FA Cup. You're not going to win a trophy again. Sorry, but it's true. You know it's true. Even this winning today and getting a little bit close to Arsenal, you're still setting yourself up. You're not going to win anything. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not sorry, actually, but you're not going to win anything. Favourite Swedish player of all time, says Luca. I'm getting the words Henrik Larsson. I'm trying to think of anybody better. Yeah, I'm getting the words that. Gifted a membership, Mike JBA. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Zlatan. I mean, that is a good shout. I think it has to be Zlatan, but I did like Henrik Larsson. I don't know why why didn't I think about Zlatan? You know what? I was going through players and I was going Blomqvist, Thomas Brolin. Never even thought about Zlatan. You can't put Alanga and Lindelof ahead of bloody Zlatan or Henrik Larsson, you footballing peasants. Come on. You're better than that. 38% have gone with an Arsenal win, obviously. 35% with Spurs at the moment. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Can somebody tell me when... Oh, that's just... I can't say that. I was going to say, can someone tell me when the Arsenal game comes back on, but you'll just laugh. Don't forget, we're sponsored by True Classic on the show. Get your True Classic T-shirts. And they do loads of other stuff as well, delivered to your door. Lovely quality. I mean, the quality of the fit's fantastic anyway. But the feel of it, so nice. Makes me want to go to sleep. Links in the video description. Scan the QR code. Get yours delivered to your door. There's a handball in the box there. But it won't matter because it was a Everton player anyway and they were on the attack. But yeah, check out True Classic. Links in the video description. Scan the QR code. Get yours delivered to your door. You can't... Look, it might be a man thing. I don't know. We've got women in the chat. But you can't have enough good-fitting T-shirts. I've always got one on me. In bed, in the shower. Good block. This Everton Villa game looks quite good, actually. Goldio says, who would win in a team of McTominays or Carragher's? McTominay, because Carragher couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. Might seem petty, but how does Chelsea get charged with surrounding the ref? Yet every week I see nearly all the teams do it in a worse manner, says Matthew Lunn. Slow sports news, I know. Mate, Arsenal do it all the time. Man City do it all the time. Certain clubs just seem to get away with it. Is it just me who thinks Liverpool will win the league easy, says Oscar. I don't know about easy, but you will win the league. Yeah, you will win the league. Defo. Swami says, Zlatan isn't Swedish. Swedish is Zlatan. There we go. 20 million plus McTominay for Rashford or 80 million for Garnacho, says Edgar. 20 million plus McTominay for Rashford. I'll take the 80 million for Garnacho, thanks. What are we doing? No, I'd take the 20 million and McTominay back. I just couldn't figure what you would. What's more valuable is 80 million is more valuable than 20 million and McTominay. That's what I'm saying. Isak, I think, has a hat trick. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. It's still 2-0. Still 1-0. Palace at Leicester. Obviously, I've got Everton versus Villa on at the moment, and Villa are losing. Villa are winning 1-0. Lovely jubbly. Do you see any way back for Spurs in the second half? Yeah, but they've got to score first. Because there's definitely... I don't know. I don't think it looks good for Spurs, to be honest with you, because Arsenal's best thing is their defence. Yes, they struggle to score goals. They don't look very good going forward, but they are very good defensively. So Spurs are going to have to step it up, I think, to get back into it. Mike JBA says, great watch along tonight. Can we have a poll, please? Best Swedish footballers, Ibrahimovic, Larsson, Lundberg. I'm not going to do it, mate. Well, I will do it, but it's if I'm being honest, it's crap. I've played the game. This is a really shit poll because Zlatan will batter it. And I can only be honest with you, Mike. You are a legend, but this is a really bad poll because I only like polls that are close, and this is not going to be close. It's going to be absolute landslide Zlatan. And you should know that because Player FC will batter people in a poll, and Zlatan has a huge following. So this will not be close. So I think it's a crap poll, but I've done it for you anyway. Gordon's alive. Gordon has scored. It's 3-0 to Newcastle. They're up to 4th in the Premier League. They're in the top 4. They're having a great season, and they're going to beat Wolves here quite comfortably. The new manager bounce is got a flatty. Flatty, I said. Newcastle's next game, by the way, Bournemouth at home, 12:30 on Saturday. So more games for Newcastle to win. They're on a really good run. Really good run. I think they've won... I think Newcastle have got the best record in the Premier League, actually. They've won their last... they've won their last 5. That would be 6 in a row. So they've got the best record now. Best record in the Premier League. Forest had it, but Forest drawing with Liverpool means 5 wins and a draw from their last 6. And Newcastle will have won their last 6. Best record in the Prem. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I've just tweeted it as well. Very impressive. In a league like this, it's very impressive to win 6 in a row because it's so competitive. Right, apparently we're about to go back to Arsenal-Tottenham. In fact, we are. Right, okay. Get me clock. I nearly said get me cock. None of that. Could have been talking about my chicken. Okay. Right. It is past 9 o'clock, though. God, you lot are really bad. We're in the 46th minute. I missed about 70 seconds there. Isak's from Sweden, isn't he? Yeah. Parker says, I enjoyed your talk this past Friday at our Dry January Club weekly meeting. You're right, water is best. Mate, if anyone was at a bloody Dry January Club and they looked like me, it's not me. You wouldn't get me there. Got no chance. Who would win, 30 Angry Chickens or 1 Goldbridge? Me. I'd volley the crap out of that. Liverpool was poised to win a treble last season. A part of me feels like they downed tools on Klopp. I see them bottling the Premier League or the Champions League, says Alex Z. Isak to Brentford, who says no, says Alex. I mean, I think we're safe to say that that's one transfer we won't see. Anyway, United are currently 15th place. Are you worried, says Ollie? No, because when we win tomorrow, we'll be in 12th. And then we'll beat Brighton on Sunday, and then we'll be up to 11th. So, not worried. Not cold. Not cold. No, not worried. I'm not massively bothered about the league anyway. Have you heard that Garnacho deal to Napoli has been agreed? Says Owen. We did a video. I'm not talking about it. I prefer to be on That's Football and just watch the North London derby, thanks. Check out the United stand. I was in a bad mood earlier. I'm not going back there, thanks. Not tonight. Shane Moran says, what's the best red wine to buy for a house party? Well, there must be a bunch of prats if they're asking people to take a red wine round to a house party. I mean, hello, red wine at a house party. That's like asking, you know, taking a live chicken round to a fox's house. Bloodbath. I mean, it won't be blood. It'll be red wine on your carpet. Right, Spurs, come on. You've got to get more possession in this second half. Nice ball into Kulusevski. Dive! 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 I mean, I don't condone diving. Porro. Maddison. He's made a couple of subs here. I need to tell you what those subs are. Because Johnson's on and Maddison's on. He's got to get some possession. I think he's took Basuma off. I think he took Basuma off because of that mistake. Here's Son. Another deflection, another corner. Now he's given a goal kick. So Spurs have made substitutions at half-time. And those substitutions are as follows. Brennan Johnson came on for Sarr and Maddison has come on for Basuma. So quite attacking substitutes, really. I mean, you've got Maddison, Johnson, Son, Solanke, Kulusevski on the pitch. You've got to be attacking, haven't you? You've got to go for it. We should get a better game here. Maddison goes wide. Son. It is a better start by Spurs. You wonder if Arsenal will naturally start defending. Would you rather club win the Champions League or country win the World Cup, says MT90? I mean, I have said this before. It's not even close. Oh, no. Stupid mistake by Saliba. He's all right. He's got back. And Raya stops it going for a corner. Mate, I couldn't give a shit. I'd like to see England win the World Cup as a novelty, but I would never put it ahead of my club winning the league, let alone the Champions League. When will you do an MLS watch-along, says Zuta? I mean, I'd have to know when it's on for a start. I've got zero interest. Parker says, Amorim getting results with half a team. Imagine we had replacements for Rashford, Shaw, Anthony Mount, Casemiro that he could actually use. Arsenal have Undertaker theme playing at half-time, says Logic. Would you rather a bacon sandwich or Cal the Dragon, says Dream Team? Have you heard that Gannett? I've done that one from Owen. Thank you very much. Done all that as well. Thank you. Okay. So Spurs looking a little bit better in the second half. Zlatan won the poll, Mike. Take it as a lesson. 76%. I told you. Sometimes it seems like a good idea. You need to think it through or ask first. That one's closed. It was a waste. A bloody waste. New York. We've got a VAR for Wolves goal, but they're 3-1 anyway. They're definitely going to lose. There's only 9 minutes to go. Crystal Palace are 2-0 up at Leicester. It's another loss for Rude, and it's an impressive win on the road for Crystal Palace. Guehi, apparently. Well, it was Guehi, yeah. That's a problem for Leicester. I think the relegation battle is done, isn't it? I mean, I'm going to be right. I said it in May, 3 up, 3 down, and I'm going to be right. Leicester, well, it's 3 from 5. Everton, Ipswich, Wolves, Leicester, Southampton, and it ain't going to be Everton. And it was never going to be Everton, even with Deitch. It won't be Everton. So it's 3 from 4. I mean, Wolves, maybe. Point made. Can you close that poll, please, fella? I'm getting enough stick, so in the chat, and I'm too fragile to cut. It's gone, Mike. You're a legend, mate. Don't worry about it. Just, yeah. Any recommended Netflix watchers lately, says Zetty. What am I watching on Netflix at the moment? There's a lot of good stuff at the moment. Here's Son. Goal kick. What's your pizza takeaway chain, Mount Rushmore, says Jay? I don't eat pizza. I avoid it. I do like pizza, but it's calorific. So I mean, nothing wrong with I like a takeaway, but I find pizza is probably the most calorific takeaway to eat because I can eat a whole pizza. And if you think about the dough in that. Who do you think's better, Havertz or Nunez? Well, let's do a poll. De Jong, that's better. That is a good poll. Different shades of shit, some would say. I actually like one of these players, but I like the poll. Poll, should Jeff Stelling retire? Sick of the bloke. He's way past his sellboard date. Who does Countdown and Sky Sports and then move to talk shit anyway, says Goldio. Mate, I just think the mainstream's absolutely shit, and the longer it stays shit, the better. I actually offered TalkSport. I didn't offer it. I said to TalkSport, give me that breakfast show for a week and watch what happens, and they wouldn't do it. I was really interested in giving it a go, and I think it would have been a massive success. But what do I know? Only built 2 footballing communities from 0 to over 4 million with 0 money. Just pure talent and workload and an amazing community. Ronaldo never leaves for Real Madrid or Man United, win the Premier League in 25. Brendan, what the fuck? Ronaldo never leaves for Real Madrid or Man United, win the Prem in 25. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because if Ronaldo never left Man United for Real Madrid, we'd have won the Premier League for the last 10 years. Would you accept United getting relegated? Oh, God, it's one of those. No, I'm just going to watch the North London derby now. Not reading any more out. Fucking hell. You answer one stupid question and it just opens the floodgates. This is why I don't do autographs. I'm joking. I always give people a picture. If they ask. Would you accept United getting relegated? I've done that. Kai, oh my God. Would you accept United getting relegated? It would mean the Glazers finally sell. Mate, no, I'm not answering these questions. They're stupid. They're really stupid. What? Seriously, what does it matter? It's not going to happen. No one's going to knock on my door and say, United will get relegated and the Glazers will get gone. I mean, of course I'm going to do that. I don't care about getting relegated if we get rid of the Glazers. I said I'd go to the National League to get rid of the Glazers. That's how bad I think they are for the club. Free header for Havertz straight at the keeper. How's your day been, Mark? It was fine until I started getting crap comments like that. I'm only messing. It is a crap comment, but... Oh, here we go. Sterling. Oh, God. Havertz and Sterling, they need the theme tune to the Chuckle Brothers. Chuckle Vision, Chuckle... To me, to you, to me. They're absolutely shit. They're really bad. If Arsenal had a striker and Saka, they'd be about 9-0 up here. They would have won the league. Arsenal would have won the league if they'd bought a striker, I think. I think that they're just so severely lacking it. Kulisevsky, good cut back. Johnson, good shot. They've got to be careful because Spurs have got people who can put the ball in the back of the net, unlike Arsenal. I've got a feeling Spurs might get back into this. I did say a score draw. Goldio says you should take Nancy Phil's spot on This Morning. He left ages ago, mate. Zuta says you're so hot when you're mad, wreck me. God. The chat's weird tonight. Sam Allardyce, Neil Warnock or Alan Pardew? Says Coolness. Allardyce, Warnock or Pardew? Allardyce, Warnock or Pardew? Oh, God. I mean, that is Allardyce or Warnock, I suppose, just for the personality. I probably prefer Warnock. I think Sam's probably the best. Sparsh says, who should Arsenal replace Havertz and Sterling with? Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer and Ian Beale would do a better job. Better strikers than Kai Havertz. My puppy. Sterling's shit though. I mean, why? Serious question. Why do you think Sterling's fell off? I mean, he's not. He's a technical player. He played at bloody Man City. So age shouldn't be a problem. He wasn't always about pace. He's only 30. He's just turned 30. Do you think he's put a bit of weight on? Trossard. Here he is. He's going to score now. No. What am I talking about? I must be drunk. Trossard wants a penalty. Not going to get one. And it's a foul to Spurs. Can you get a low taper fade? Says Jay. You should do Isak versus Gyökeres, says Rasmus. No, shouldn't. Isak could win. Jordan says, could you rank a chip butty, a bacon sarnie, or a ploughman's? Ploughman's gets the bin. Bacon sarnie on the bench. If it's a proper chip butty. Now, I haven't had a chip butty in years. It's weird. I went through a stage in life where I had loads of them. And I haven't had one in maybe 20 years. But a proper chip butty, the chips have got to be right. The bread has got to be white and right. And then you've got to put plenty of butter on it. And then, when you've got those three components, we've then got to have a conversation about the sauce. Are we going ketchup? Are we going brown sauce? Are we going chili sauce? Are we going mayo? Yeah, there's so many things. Why has it got to be white bread? Can't it be brown? I would go brown or wholemeal, but I'm just going back to the traditional chip sandwich. I think the biggest thing for me was that the butter has to melt as you put the chips on. That was the big thing. Oh, dip it in gravy. Sterling shit. Why is Sterling so shit? What bread do you have for your toast? I get this special, well, it's not special. It's Taste the Difference from Sainsbury's, and it's like seeds. It's got seeds and everything in. It's so nice. You put it in the toaster, and it basically, this toaster, I don't know whether anyone else has ever heard of it. You put your bread in this toaster, and it makes the bread get hot and crispy. And then you put butter on it, and it's just amazing. Mark, we're both Eagles fans. We're winning it all, says Zuta. I'm any fan apart from the Chiefs, basically. Who will have the better career, Delap or Ferguson? It's a scarecrow surprise. I think Ferguson could still be a good player. I just don't know what's gone wrong with him at Brighton. I mean, he was meant to be going on loan, wasn't he? Train drivers are better strikers than Havertz. They're very good strikers, says Josh, actually. Havertz couldn't strike a match. Here he is. Oh, he's miscontrolled it himself. He's so shit. Oh, I can't believe the cheek of this guy. I can't believe the cheek of him, right? He's running in from the right. He's got Odegaard to his left. He miscontrols his own dribble and then points at Havertz saying, oh, come on, you could have got it and passed it back. The cheek of it. This keeper's weird. Did you see what Odegaard just did then? I think he just had a thought about it, right? It's a pass back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper can't pick it up. So he's trying to clear it. And as he clears it, bounces up and hits the hand of the goalkeeper. And 3 Arsenal players are running up to the ref going, handball. You can't be a fucking handball, you prat. He's the goalkeeper. He can't pick it up, but he can handle it. Next goal wins here. Well, or levels it up. Villa still winning. 5 minutes of stoppage time at Goodison. Leicester are going to lose 2-0 to Palace. Wolves didn't get their goal from VAR. They're showing it here. Is he not allowed to do that then? He's not allowed to use his hand from a pass back. Apparently I don't know the rule. You can't do that. Well, I put my hands up, just like Klinsky. I didn't know that. I thought as long as he doesn't pick it up, it's fine. But it was accidental anyway. Do I like Bailey's, says Shane. I like it at Christmas in a coffee, a Bailey's coffee. Oh yes. I'll tell you what I did the other day. Rest in peace, Gran. I was playing pool and I had a cup of tea, and there was a box from when we moved in that had some whiskey in it, and I got a bit of whiskey out and put it in my tea. Every time I used to go around my gran, she'd give me a cup of tea with a drop of whiskey in it. I don't know whether anybody else has ever done that, but my gran did it. And a drop of whiskey in a cup of tea is just takes me back. Only a little drop. Thinking back on old TV shows, I think you'd be a great host of TFI Friday. Oh, I'd love to do it, Lee. You know why I'd be good at it? I'm brilliant knowledge of football, brilliant knowledge of film, not bad on TV, and good on music. What a show that was. Keown said it's a corner because the refs gave it. Colin, Keown is a crap pundit because I said so. Southgate as manager or Havertz as your striker? I still take Havertz. AJ's American and doesn't know what a chip butty is. Basically, 2 bits of bread, butter, chips inside. It's a chip sandwich. Who's worse, the Glazers or FSG? I think look at the league table and you'll get your answer, LR. Don't forget to check out True Classic, by the way. Get your T-shirts from there. Fantastic fit, and we all need T-shirts. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. You won't be disappointed. 25 minutes to go. What does that do for the league table? Villa have won. We'll have a look now. Gabriel goes back to Raya. Interesting kick, and it's a bad one. Can Spurs break down this very, very good Arsenal defence? That's going to be the problem tonight. Kulusevski. What's Maddison doing? You look all right, Pratt. Get back to the darts, you part-timer. What do you think about that? Maddison going to the darts and then arguing with a Spurs fan that it was okay to do it. I'm with the Spurs fan on that. Get serious. Villa go to 7th on 35 points, level with Man City. They play Arsenal next. At Arsenal. I think Villa are still a chance for top 5, but they've got to start winning. We just have. We've just beat Everton 1-0. Give us a chance. If clubs could talk. If clubs could talk with Mark Goldbridge. Everton. Help! Help us! We're just being... We're better than this. We're better than this. We used to be a real club and now they're just ruining us. Southampton. Where are we? Thoughts on Mamouche, Kushanafnon and Reese? Don't care, Hamza. Man City. Best United 11, but not more than one player from the same country. I'm not doing that, Dean. I mean, you might need to get educated on a watch-along. It's a watch-along. I haven't got time to get a pen and paper and spend an hour answering that question. Best United 11, but no more than one player from the same country. 11 different nationalities. Oh, yeah, I understand it, Dean. I just haven't got 4 hours to sit and go through it. Would you replace Michael Owen with On the Mic'd Up Show with Howard Webb? If only you could take that. Oh, mate, it'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant. I'd love to do it, Shady. Imagine the views as well. What do you think of Gladiator 2? Not as good as... Oh, mate. I don't know how many of you listen to the podcast. You should listen to the podcast. It's very different. Goldbridge Saves Football. Check it out on Spotify. Doing the podcast today. Arsenal on the attack. See what happens here and I'll tell you this story. I can't speak. I mean, considering this was after Arsenal Man United and Madley was nailed on to be Pratt of the Week, Will really should have won Pratt of the Week, who does the podcast with me. That's how bad this take is going to be. Some of you will know because you've listened to it. Bills Mafia says, I'm from Buffalo. You know we went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost them all. I know. But I do like, yeah, you're right about Josh Allen. You play, the thing about the Bills is, if they were a football team, it'd probably be Brighton or Spurs or Bielsa Leeds. Very attacking team, which is what I like. Do you think Arsenal are overrated overall, says Noah? No, I think Arsenal, the problem with Arsenal is that, here's Martinelli. Good run. Could be a good goal. Lovely run. He's overrun it. The problem with Arsenal is they've got a section of fans that seem to want to see the club burn and be proved right. And then they've got a section of fans that are a bit over-entitled. And the truth about Arsenal is that the season they got in a title race the first year, no one even predicted they'd be top 4. They've had 2 title runs, and now Arsenal fans think they should win the title, when actually, I think they're overachieving slightly. I think they're gradually going to win the league, but I still don't think they're ready to win the league. But the problem is, you've got very vocal fans in your fan base who think you'd be better off without Arteta, but they don't appreciate how quick the jump has been. Corner to Arsenal. Headed away. Do you think, thinking back, done that one, thank you. I'm still going to tell you what Will said because it's Pratt and he might even be watching. Who would you rather have at United, Yamal, Bellingham or Wirtz? Yamal, Bluesky. What's the worst smell, says Kieran. I'm not playing that game. I hope Eagles face Bills in the Super Bowl, says Zuta. Do you agree with me? Villa are the most dislikable club in human history. Horrific, cocky fans at awful ground in a crap area should be banned, says Alex. Some of my best mates are Villa fans, so I'm definitely not going to jump on that. I don't mind Villa. Which current Premier League manager can you do? I don't know what that is, Sparsh. Can you say Jay or Kerry is a juggernaut, please, says Jay. Okay, I'm going to tell you this story, right? You know, I was asked about Gladiator 2 there. I'm sure a lot of you've seen it. I've seen it. I don't think it's as good as the first one. Will, on the podcast on Sunday, says, guess what I watched at the weekend? He's not seen Jaws. He only watched Goodfellas for the first time last year. He's in his 30s, right? He's a film peasant, right? He says, guess what I watched at the weekend? What did you watch at the weekend? Gladiator 2. What did you think? Well, I did enjoy it. I thought it was really good, but I haven't watched Gladiator. Not only have you not watched one of the best films of the last 30 years, you've decided to watch the fucking sequel without watching the first film. I mean, this is genuine. He ain't messing about. He is an absolute peasant when it comes to films. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, Pratt of the bloody year. How do you watch Gladiator? How do you watch any sequel when you haven't watched the original? But how the hell have you not seen Gladiator? And how the hell would you watch Gladiator 2 without watching Gladiator? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Zuta says United should sign Kyle Walker and put him at left back. Right, Spurs on the attack. Cut back, no one's there. Oh, no one is there. 20 minutes to go. Who would have done all that? Thanks very much. Thanks for all the super chats tonight, by the way. We've got 19,000 watching. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome on That's Football. I'll be back with Robbie on Friday for win, lose or draw, actually. And he doesn't realise, but I've got 3 points from Man United beating Arsenal, so he's in trouble. I mean, that makes it 9-6, doesn't it? Wasn't it 6-6 the first week? And then we just offered up a 3-pointer. Oh, those are the rules. Those are the rules. Come on, Spurs. Here we go. Solanke, you're not going to get a shot off there. Good block. Is that Gabriel again? Yeah. He's so good for Arsenal, isn't he? And now they're on the attack. Declan Rice. Declan Rice! Good shot, straight at the keeper. Declan Rice playing quite advanced this half, isn't he? Here's Martinelli. Come on for a Sterling. Odegaard. Odegaard, you've got to close him down. Shot straight at the keeper. Stephen Willock says, I watched Titanic 2 before the first one. Here's Kulusevski. Maddison into Son. Maddison's going to overlap. Son. What's the TV doing? Who else has got that going on? Oh, it's back now. Mark, I know you're taking, but I'd ask for one day. No, can't happen. Beans on toast. Oh, I'd beans on toast for lunch. I'm an Arsenal fan. Still don't know why we don't have a striker after needing one for more than a year. I'm not exactly Arteta in, but the manager market is awful, so we have to trust the process. Yes, there's no replacement. There is no replacement. It's Moyes losing his first game secretly a good omen, considering our 4-0 win against Swansea turned out in a previous first game, says James O'Hanlon. Well, you're at home at the weekend to Tottenham. That's your next game, and then you're away to Brighton. So, I'd definitely get your money on an Everton win at home to Tottenham. I mean, it's just got Everton win written all over it, hasn't it? .15 minutes, 16 minutes to go. Oh, yeah, United stand tomorrow night. We're going to break the goal record against Southampton. I'm saying at least 9. What do you think about the game, Mark? I think disappointing from both sides. Arsenal's attack is terrible. I mean, why is Jed Spence trying to take on players when he's got 4 Arsenal players? I mean, that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Playing out from the back, he's got 5 Arsenal players around him on the edge of the box, Jed Spence. He's quite central, and he's trying to take them on. I think they should make Forrest Gump movie number 2. I think Tom Hanks is still running, says Howder. Goldio, you're obsessed with Philip Billing or Cameron Jerome. Not doing it. Miss Goldbridge testing Mark on her banner phone, says Yazir. Nunez has beaten Havertz, by the way, 75%. Trossard's coming off. And Tierney's coming on. I've heard he might be going back to Celtic. Not tonight. He's on the pitch, playing football for Arsenal. Champions League next week. Rio Ferdinand using I can't speak. Gary does it. Why shouldn't Rio? They all nick my lines. How do you have such a good hairline at your age? Just pure luck, Ian, because my dad's forehead looked like a boiled egg at 25. Boiled egg. And his brother. And his dad. But apparently it comes from your mum's side. The boy said, Simon Jordan said Isaac couldn't lace Henry's boots. But I do agree with that, the Boyd. I do agree with that. I mean, I was talking about this on the video today. Like, Pep Guardiola, for me, is responsible for the degradation of British football and the Premier League. He has created a system that is very arrogant because it's all about him. Oh, you can't take people on. It's all about passing between the lines. It's an obsessive system where we're only as strong as each other. And I'll bring Jack Grealish in, who's a great individual talent, and I'll break him down into just being another robot that anybody else could get. And then what you end up with, very competitive Premier League, because Brentford can adopt that system. Brighton can adopt these systems that are based on the 11 and not the individual. And what we used to have is the reasons the Arsenals and the Man Uniteds and everybody else was better than the lower half is because they had match-winning players that were so good they could win a game on their own. But you're not allowed to do that anymore. So Isaac's a very good player, but Thierry Henry was a player that was a world-class win-it-on-your-own player as well as a team player. We don't have those types of players anymore. So when Simon Jordan says Isak couldn't lace Henry's boots, Isak is a very good player, but he ain't anywhere near Thierry Henry. That's what he's saying. He's not saying Isak is shit. It's just that if you saw Thierry Henry play, he was playing in an era where we didn't have this Pep obsession on system. You were allowed to have expressive individuals who could win you a game. And the Zidanes and the Ronaldinhos, etc. And Henry was one of those. Even Salah, who is an individual player, still plays in a system. He's not got total free reign. I think football needs an evolution. That's why I was shouting about people like Morgan Rogers at the start of the season. These players that get the ball and take people on. They're system breakers and you can't deal with them. Doesn't matter. Oh, lovely ball in behind. Spence. Good defending by Saliba. Referee gives a goal kick. Didn't look like a penalty, to be fair. I'll have to look at it again. It was... No, you're not getting a penalty for that. You're not getting a penalty for that. Way too little contact. Osman now or Gyökeres in the summer? Well, we're not getting Osman now, so we'll take Gyökeres in the summer. Jay says, who's your favourite darts player? Well, it would be Luke Littler, but I'm not massively into darts. I watch it, but I'm not massively into it. I'm more into snooker. Mark, going off your pet point, what happened to the strikers of old? Van Basten, Eto'o, Drogba, Henry, Van Nistelrooy, Batistuta, Zlatan, Shevchenko. Well, I think, again, the evolution of football has changed the role of a striker. You know, you look at Haaland, he's an old-fashioned striker. He's a goal-scoring striker. He's not a creative. But how many times do you see Haaland play for Man City and have a bad game because there's no service? Service strikers are becoming redundant. It's all about the system and, you know, possession and working hard. And I'd like to see some individualistic talent back in the game. Gabriel's really annoying, isn't he? He's a brilliant player, but he is really annoying. He should be winning your Arsenal Player of the Year, though. Best goal threat. Best defender. I've been caught. Yes, my handsome honey bun. It's my burner. I know you couldn't go with another woman. Can you pause and get me some McDonald's? I know you're definitely not Mrs. Goldbridge now. One player from each team you'd take at United, says Raymond. Good question. Spurs, I would probably still say Son. Arsenal... Saka's not there, so I can't say it. Who would I take from Arsenal? Declan Rice, Odegaard, or Saliba, I suppose. Probably right now. I mean, they haven't even got a left-back, have they, which we desperately need. I might be convinced to take Timber, to be fair, but I'd probably take Odegaard, yeah. If I said Havertz, someone would be driving him up now. I don't see Spurs getting an equaliser here. It's what I said at half-time. Can they break down the Arsenal defence? And I don't think they can. Same thing happened in the game at Tottenham. I'd love to have an annoying centre-back in my back four, says Jide. Oh, mate, I think Gabriel is annoying, but it doesn't mean he's not a good player. Good catch by Raya. Sick Rich says, Rice is my man of the match. He's bossed the midfield. Vinny Jr. or Mbappe, says AJ. I'll do that one for you as a poll. Get voting. Here's Cherney. Oh, they're queuing up. Oh, how does Odegaard miss that? Bloody hell. Again, though, I mean, you can't argue about it, can you? I mean, Arsenal should have won this game. I mean, they are going to win it, but they've had enough of the ball to have won it 4 or 5-1. The fact that Spurs are still in it is massively naive from Arsenal. Solanke, corner. Let's have a look at the stats here. Yeah, well, to be fair to Spurs, they have done what I said at half-time. They've got it from about 36% up to 44% possession, so they have done better. But Arsenal have had a lot more shots in the second half. So on the one hand, Spurs have got their possession up, but at half-time, Arsenal had 4 shots in total. They've had 14 now. So as much as that, I don't know what's going on here. There's a Spurs player down in the box. Yeah, as much as they've got the possession up, they've conceded a lot more shots. Don't know what's gone on here. No, there's nothing gone on there. Absolutely nothing. I don't know what that Spurs player's doing. That's a bit embarrassing, really. You know, you go down like you've been hit, and he actually was the one who instigated it. Embarrassing. Especially when VAR's there, it's embarrassing. A double substitution from Arsenal. Oh, it's all going off here. Yeah, Skelly gets booked. Sorry, I went a bit quiet there. I was trying to figure out what was going on. It was a bit of a storm in a teacup, but it is a North London derby, so I suppose it's getting a little bit heated out there. Vinicius Jr. 58% up against Mbappe. Odegaard has 25 assists in 5 years, says Ali. It's not enough, is it, really? Havertz is okay at 9, 10 and 8, but he's not good at any of them, says Ewan. Who's your favourite snooker player, says Sim. It was always Stephen Hendry, because I've watched snooker since I was a young kid, so that's how long I've been watching snooker. I like quite a lot of players now in the modern game. Mark Williams, John Higgins, Robertson, Ronnie, Selby, Wilson. So they're on the break here, Martinelli. Surely they're going to finish this off. Zinchenko cuts it back. That'll go for a throw-in. Still 5 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, Arsenal cheerleaders, fucking hell. It's all right one player doing it, but in the last 2 minutes, I've seen 3 Arsenal players going, Yeah, you got knocked out in the FA Cup and you're going to get knocked out at the Carabao Cup as well. Like, there's cheerleading and then there's just get on with your fucking job. I tell you what, if they cheerlead as much as they did win trophies, they'd be all right. And the funny thing is that they're cheerleading. Most of your fans have been saying Arteta out for the last 2 days. Change the bloody opinions like the weather, this lot. They've not been good enough, Spurs. Arsenal deserve to win this. I think it's been quite comfortable for Arsenal as well. I actually think Villa will give them a harder game on Saturday. I haven't done my Jaws Lego set yet, Hannah. I will bring it in when it's done, like I did with my... I don't know where that is, actually. I got a Star Wars one last year of the final fight in Return of the Jedi between Darth Vader and Luke. I'll show it you, Hannah, when I've built it. And everybody else. Joseph says, only plastics wanted Arteta out. I worry about your relegation battle. Mate, relegation battle, title race, it's all the same. We won't get relegated and you won't win the title. End of the day, what does it matter? New season, you don't have a trophy, we don't get relegated. But you're out the cup. What did you have for dinner? Ah, mate, I made a lovely chicken pasta. It was amazing. The sauce is just so nice with it. Homemade. Lovely. Right. We're into the last minute of normal time. Any chance of a Newcastle versus Bournemouth on Saturday, says Thomas. Well, I can't do Arsenal Villa. Do I do Newcastle Bournemouth? I wouldn't normally, but maybe. Maybe I would. It's a bit niche. Oh, that's a terrible ball. Right, wonder how many minutes are going to get add on. Are you on Only Fools and Horses fan, says Matthew. Does a bear shit in the woods? I was literally watching it tonight while I was making the dinner in the kitchen. Which one was I watching tonight? You know the one where he gets Raquel singing with the guy who can't pronounce his R's? So they're singing Crying, and it's crying. It's not Roy Hodgson, no. Yeah, I love Only Fools and Horses. Ray says you missed an earlier chat. Sometimes some do slip through. I'm sorry about that. Have you bought a new car yet, Marcus? No. No. I've got a list as long as my arm this year to try and sort some stuff out. A new car is on there. I want an Audi, but my brother-in-law's got one, and we went to Centre Parks together at Christmas. Not just me and him, that'd be weird, but the family wouldn't be happy. But yeah, they were in the lodge next to us, and obviously we pulled up in two separate cars, and I thought I couldn't pull up in the same car. It looked weird. Let's see if I can find Ray's super chat. Yeah, disappointed with Spurs. I did say a score draw, but I can't argue. Arsenal deserve to win this. No way. Best French player in recent history, Zidane, Henry or Mbappe, says Ray Cowley. You can't put Mbappe in the same conversation as Zidane and Henry. That's just chuff monster madness. Mbappe ain't nowhere near Zidane and Henry. That's just modern revisionism trying to make today be as good as the past. That's like comparing Mrs. Brown's Boys to Only Fools and Horses. It's just a load of shit. Go on, Spence. Good acceleration. Can he win a free kick? Go back. He needs some help. Yeah, Mbappe's nowhere near Zidane and Henry. And Henry's nowhere near Zidane. Start Zidane, bench Henry, and Mbappe can go. Odegaard's just started cheerleading too. Oh, it is the North London derby, I get that. But I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you'd be like, okay, we've won the North London derby, but Spurs are shit. We need to win a trophy, you know? But in the context of the league, there will still be some Arsenal fans that think they can win it. I hope they can. I really do. Buy an RS6, Mark, says Dan Robinson. Get a Volvo, Mark. They're brilliant, says Nath Footy. Who's the best hipster manager, Mark, says Kyle. Well, it was the Southampton guy, but he's been sacked. So who's a real... I think Pep's a hipster coach, to be honest. I don't think Arteta's a hipster coach. I don't think he's respected enough. And I think I don't necessarily... I find Arteta irritating. I find Gabriel irritating. But I also respect that he is Arsenal's best player this year. And Arteta's done a very good job at Arsenal. An underrated job. But I wouldn't describe him as a hipster coach. You know, Vincent Kompany last year, Russell Martin this year. The definition of not being a hipster coach, David Moyes and Sean Dyche. Which is why, if Everton, you know, that's the thing with Everton, isn't it? They're just the most unhipster club in the Premier League. They replaced Dyche with Moyes. Would you buy a Tesla? No. Jide. I know people who've got Teslas, don't like the interior, don't like the sound of it, don't like the car. I understand, you know, nothing against Teslas, and I know a load of people who've got them, but I don't dislike them. It's just not for me. Unless they want to give me a free one, and then I will do a video driving around in it saying how great it is. The sound of it, when they're driving along the road, you can hear them coming. It's like, you know what I mean? It sounds like a bloody lawnmower. Teslas have definitely got a sound. I can hear them. I don't even need to turn around. I know when a Tesla's coming. I probably should turn around now. They'll be trying to run me over. Every Tesla will be going, get Goldbridge. That's the power of the Tesla. And am I right in saying that every Tesla is white? Is there every Tesla I ever seen? It's a microwave sound. Exactly, Joshua. You're absolutely right. Can you get a non-white Tesla? Are they all, is that the whole point? You can get red. Basic model is white. That's all I ever see. What type of car are you looking for? Comfort, etc. says VX. I like SUVs because I've got, you know, obviously we've got Seb. I've got a couple of other kids. Don't really commute that much because I've got everything I need within close distance, trains, supermarket. So if I'm driving, it tends to be travelling, like up to Manchester or something. So yeah, you want something that's spacey, comfortable, and yeah, I do like SUVs. Come on, how long we got left? 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. There we go. Final whistle. Arsenal win. Arteta's well happy. Is he going to shake Ange's hand? I don't think. I think honestly that was men against boys. I think Arsenal were just comfortably better. Gabriel man of the match. The thing about Arsenal is you get all these meltdowns from their fans, and I think some of them will be disappointed tonight. You know, where's the content going to come from? You know, Robbie will be out there with his microphone, bless him, and there'll be a few people going, shit, I can't shout and scream and get some views. I think that's sometimes a problem around Arsenal Football Club. I think there are people like that, but I've been very consistent about Arsenal. I think they are overachieving. I still think there are a few players off winning the title. Obviously a striker. Defensively, even though they lost to Newcastle and Man United, they still have a fantastic defence. They've got the best defence in the league, and they've had it for 2 years. Their biggest problem is scoring goals. I think tonight, if we're being honest, 2-1 flatters Spurs. Arsenal just, I mean, look, if you don't agree with me on this one, just have a quick look at this. It's Arsenal need a striker, and until they get a striker, I mean, I thought Havertz was crap. I thought Sterling was crap. They've had 14 shots, 4 on target. Spurs made a go of it in the second half, but Arsenal probably naturally went a little bit more defensive, and Spurs had to be a little bit more attacking. Arsenal will draw more games like Everton because of games like this. They haven't got enough firepower. That's their problem. And I'll say it again. If they had Ollie Watkins up front from the start of the season, they'd be a lot closer to Liverpool. In fact, they'd probably win the league. They probably would win the league because they're only 4 points off Liverpool now. And that's with a team that really, really, really does struggle to score goals. That's going to be their problem. And they've got to go to Anfield and they've got to score goals and they've got to keep winning. And, I mean, look at that. They're 4 points off the top. Yes, Liverpool have got a game in hand. But look at the points they've dropped this season. And it's all because they haven't got a striker for me. Has Odegaard got the camera out yet? Says Double D. Do you like rugby? I'm a Hull FC fan. I do like rugby, but I don't watch it very often. Tesla only has a sound when it is reversing, says Jide. And there we go. Thank you. Okay, legends last couple of nights. Really enjoyed it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Smash a like on the video. Well done to Arsenal. They were the better team. But I mean, Spurs, Everton on Sunday. You know, is Ange going to be back? Are we going to be having that conversation again about Spurs? If Man United win tomorrow, they go up to 12th above Spurs. Weird old season for Spurs, definitely. Take care, everyone. Speak to you all in a bit. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Back tomorrow, actually.